Hello and welcome back. Today we are going to talk about this thing that's in my hand, the Luna Ultra. Be right back. All right, welcome back. Like we said, today we're going to talk about the Luna Ultra. Forgive me if you hear an air conditioner. We are currently in a hotel right now because our air conditioner went out during a heat wave. So I'm living in a hotel currently. It sucks. But it's cold and that's all I care about. So let's talk about this. I've had it for about 3 weeks now, and I have put it through as many of its paces that I'm able to for my use case. Those are going to be real estate and talking, daily vlogging, and automotive and motorcycle stuff. So I will have some video clips and a couple of pictures for you to look at a little bit later on in this video. So all I ask is that you judge it fairly and take it for what it's worth. Now, the first couple of things I want to say about this are I am very active in the forums and on YouTube for this particular product. Now, there's been a lot of complaints about why doesn't it do this, why doesn't it do that. Well, it's from Insta360, it's not DJI. So we're not going to get into, or I'm not going to get into the whole debate of DJI suing them and the countersuit and all that. You want to see that, there's plenty of videos out there on it. So to get into this, I've mainly been using it for daily vlogging, shooting daily content, and vehicle stuff. I've done one real estate with it. I'm waiting on the wide angle lens to show up to try and see how that looks. But the video clips you will see for the real estate are not bad at all. So, like I said, take it for what it's worth. But back to being in the forums or the Facebook groups, a lot of people are, they have their complaints, but this is a first generation product. But with that being said, you have to keep in mind, Insta360 has not been just playing around. They've been in the game for a while, and I've owned a lot of their products since the Go S. So that tells you how long I've had one. So, 8 years now I've had their products. So it's pretty good. But a lot of people are complaining about, oh, it doesn't do this, oh, it doesn't do that. And you're right, it doesn't. Its use case is for specific people and what they want to use it for. Now, my one complaint that I do have is when you are shooting, I'm not going to pull this out of the case, but when you are shooting, it says you can shoot true vertical in 4K 30 frames a second. Well, if you're shooting 4K 30 frames a second, you have to hold it like this. That is not true vertical. I hate to tell you that, Insta. I really like your product, but this is horizontal. That's vertical. You need to fix that. Instead of allowing it like this to shoot only 3K 30 frames a second, we need to be able to shoot 4K 60 like this. So Insta, if you see this, future updates, make it to where we could shoot 4K 60 in this is true vertical. The other thing I've been seeing is people are talking about overheating. Well, if you're new to Insta360 or any other things, they're going to overheat. Every product I've ever owned from Insta360 will overheat. The Go S would overheat in 10 to 15 minutes because it was so small, shaped like a little pill. Nowhere to go with all the tech in it, no ventilation, so the heat couldn't dissipate. And that goes along with the Ace Pro, the X series for the 360 cameras, and including this. It's gonna get hot because we want all the latest tech that are in these things to make our lives easier for shooting. So if we want these things, there's going to be trade-offs for that, and you have to take the downsides with it. These things are not really made to shoot cinematic feature length, continuous 15 to 20 minute clips. They're made for short clips to edit later in post or in the Insta360 app or its desktop studio version, which I really don't like. So take it for what it's worth. If you want to buy this, buy it. Don't buy it expecting to be able to shoot for 15 to 20 minutes. And the other thing is you have to take into account your surroundings when you are shooting this. If it's hot, humid, if it's hot in the room or you're next to something that's a hot piece of equipment, you have to take that into account. Now, if you want to try and shoot for longer periods of time, then definitely, have a fan blowing on it. I mean, that's the easiest way to do it. I mean, I even had with my original GFX 50R and living here in New Mexico, within 15-20 minutes of being outside shooting with that thing, I would get an overheating warning. So it happens even in some of the newest tech. I mean, look at the fiasco with the Lumix S1R too. I mean, it was prone to overheating within 5 minutes, and I mean, it took them almost anywhere between 3 and 6 months to get that issue resolved, and it's fixed now. But they went to product or went to launch with it knowing that, but they fixed it eventually because too many people complained about it, and eventually, Insta may fix this as well for helping to regulate. But in a product this size, you're not going to be able to have good heat dissipation because there's hardly any ventilation or anything for it to do that. So just keep that in mind. That's about really all I do have, other than there are some updates that everybody wants, that we've all asked for, and it just we'll get them eventually. They're constantly updating. They're updating the mic here, they're updating this. I've already updated this camera like 2 or 3 times since having it, so that's not a bad thing. The other thing that you need to keep in mind is this thing is actually ACES compatible. So when you're doing your color grading and you apply the LUT from Insta360, it actually turns out really, really well. So there's not much that you're going to have to do in post. But when you take it into Resolve or whatever other program you're using, I mainly use Resolve. But when you take it into Resolve, they actually have the ACES conversion in there for you. And then when you go through to select what device or what brand, the Insta360 iLog is already in there in Studio, the Resolve 21 Studio. Now, if it's in the free version, I do not know. I would suspect that it is, but if it is, or isn't, leave a comment down below and let me know. That way, we can kind of update this to let everybody know. So the ACES conversion works great. I just edited or re-edited, all my footage again, and I mean, I hate using the word one click or cinematic, but I mean, it looks pretty good with just one click, and then a few minor tweaks, you've got a ready to go product to be able to share. And even doing it, like I said, doing it when you transfer it to your phone, using the conversion LUT that they have after shooting iLog, you don't have to do too many tweaks to it as well. So that's a good thing, and good on Insta for doing that. I don't know if DJI has that, but from what I've read, I think they do, but I've never used one of their pocket gimbals, so I do not know. All right, I've talked long enough, so let's go ahead, get to the video and the photos. And just as a keynote, like I mentioned in just a few minutes earlier, I edited these and used the ACES transform in DaVinci Resolve 21 Studio, so it made it very easy and simple to do. So let's take a look at it.
Feel the pressure start to push up underneath my skin. Haters gonna hate, but this is just the way I am. Try to come against me, all you gotta say is win. Better not forget you're standing in the lion's den.
All right, well, I hope you like those, and leave me some comments, suggestions, whether you like them, you don't like them, but I do not do before and afters. Just never have, never been my thing. So if you want to know what they look like, I guarantee you're going to find somebody out there that's got a before and an after of the iLog converted, either through however they do it or through the ACES. Just scour. If not, if you want me to do one, leave a message and I'll do one. Leave a comment down below and I'll try to get to one. So other than that, I really don't have anything else. All I ask is if you have any questions, comments, leave them below. I'll do my best to get back to them. And then also, please, hit the like, subscribe, click the bell notification for any updates that are there when they come out, and you'll be notified. So take a look at this video up here, and you will see what I shot fully, other than just a clip with this for a car. Other than that, that's all I got. I'll see you on the next one.